First, my special guest for today is Aya. Aya, can you please introduce yourself?
So my name is Aya. I'm going into my fourth year of business and computer science. So I'm doing the double major in computer science and business, and I'm specializing in finance within the business degree. I just wrapped up my second co-op semester as a software developer, and right now I'm starting my summer classes, which is gonna be a full-time study semester.
Awesome. So I would love to learn more about the experiences that you were involved you were like exposed to in your high school and how that influenced you to pursue that major.
Yeah, so mostly what influenced my decision are my classes. I wasn't planning to do neither business nor computer science. It was mostly either math or engineering. But I decided last minute to double major in finance and computer science just because of the harmony that both of them go like they both go in harmony together. And I think both have a very good future. Currently, I'm working and I'm doing most of my extracurriculars in computer science. So, other than that, it's mostly both of them are very good. So that's why I decided to go with both. So, first, it was mostly because my math classes were my favorite. So I had 100% an idea that it would be something math related. So I narrowed down my decisions and then I went with business and computer science.
Awesome. And how was your first year at university in terms of like your experience shifting from high school into university, in terms of class sizes, in terms of making connections with people, and in terms of interacting with professors versus interacting with teachers, and also taking computer science classes if this was your first time taking coding classes and getting introduced to the computer systems.
Yeah, so it wasn't my first time taking coding classes. I was exposed to coding back home in Lebanon in grade 12. I took Java in grade 11, sorry. I took Java, so I had a little bit of knowledge of what coding was. So this helped me for sure in my first year to navigate my computer science classes. As for my first year at university, transitioning from high school to university was a little bit tough, especially that my first year was also the first year of the pandemic, which was, different for everyone, not just me. And transitioning from high school to university in a different country and in a pandemic was a little bit tough. So I had to exert a little bit more effort in order to be able to navigate both degrees, both business and computer science, and especially that you're dealing with two faculties that are a little bit different in terms of planning your classes, making connections. It's not just one faculty that you need to focus on. So yeah, that was my basically my first year. And it started getting easier from there. Second year was a little bit more easier in terms of what university looked like, what are the expectations. This year, which I just wrapped up, which was my third year, um, was my first year in person, and I would say it's like going into university again as a first year student, just because once you're in person, everything is different. And now going into my fourth year, it's like wrapping up your degree. So every year was a little bit um giving me like a little bit more expectations and a little bit more requirements to deal with.
Awesome. And how was your distribution of classes in first year? Was it mostly business or was it a mix of both business and computer science?
It was evenly both.
Awesome. All right. And like, what strategy did you kind of adapt in first year, which helped you in your upper years in terms of time management, in terms of studying, or even reaching out to professors to get involved in research, getting involved in student clubs?
Yeah, so first year, I would say the thing that helped me most was definitely attending office hours, professors and TAs. This helped me get to know professors better on a personal level as well. So putting yourself out there so that everyone knows who you are is very important, especially that first year classes are very big. So at least 100 students per class, which I guess you need to make yourself stand out in a way. So preparing questions, meaningful questions, and bringing them to professors during their office hours is very important. And then by the end of my first year, I started reaching out for research opportunities and I applied to the Outstanding Scholars Program. And from there, I landed my first research position. And yeah, from there, I started my research journey, which I don't regret. And yeah,
Amazing. And what strategy did you like kind of follow when you were applying to research positions? Like what made you choose that particular professor and that particular research project?
yeah. So honestly, um, Professor Ihab is well known at the School of Business, so hearing feedback from students regarding the professor, because it's very important to work with a professor who's very supportive, who intends to make you succeed, and like publish something at the end of the day, something that really gives you credit to help you later for grad school. And regarding the project, there was a lot of projects, honestly, that I considered. And I started narrowing down and meeting with Professor Ihab, and we discussed like couple projects until we decided that I start with one. And once I started, honestly, with one, we switched to another one because of, ideas just come up and you start moving from one project to the other and coming up with new ideas. And yeah, that's how research starts.
Amazing. And what was the project which you ended up doing?
The research that I ended up doing is what I represented at the UL Discover Conference, and which got me an award too. It was researching Name Prism, which is an online software that takes the name of a person as an input and gives you the ethnicity of that person. So we were trying to test whether this tool was accurate or not. So using that tool, I did run a lot of CEO names. I did data analysis, both using my computer science skills like Python scripts to analyze the data and hand collected data as well, like pictures of CEOs, like biographies of CEOs. And we created like a little bit of, like databases and we analyzed data from there.
Amazing. And okay, so now let's go to your co-op experience. So where did you do your first co-op placement and how did you secure that position?
Um, I did my first co-op last summer at AIS Technologies as a software developer, which turned out to be a part-time job after. And then I went back to AIS for my second co-op, which was the winter semester, which I just wrapped up. And hopefully, I'm gonna go back next year for the last and third co-op semester. And how I secured it was through connections. So connections are very important, and make connections, make connections. It's very important. Yep.
Amazing. And how was your experience?
It was actually amazing. Being a girl in technology has been very inspiring, and it has brought to my attention that not a lot of girls are going into tech. So this has pushed me further to continue my journey in computer science. So I tried computer science, and this has, you know, um, shed the light on a lot of things that girls need to know in technology. Girls should go more into the field because they are underrepresented in the field, and it's just, an amazing field that has a very bright future. Technology is playing a huge role in our lives, whether it's like in banking, automation, healthcare. anything, it's like a very important tool that's gonna unlock the future. So I would say for any girl, take the first step and just go into tech. It's
Fantastic and
amazing, yeah.
awesome. And what kind of projects did you work on?
There was actually a lot of projects. That's why I'm grateful for the experience at AIS because they allowed me to get exposed to very different kinds of projects that I would need moving forward. I did a lot of web development. I did a lot of desktop development. I started with desktop development, and it was my first time developing a desktop application. And then I learned website development using React, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I also use C Sharp for desktop development. So a lot of tools that you can use in order to develop both kinds of applications that are highly, relied on in the industry. The
Amazing.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So since you are already majoring in computer science, so how was your experience kind of like incorporating those theoretical concepts you were exposed to into a practical setting?
My second year classes were mainly very helpful. So the technical skills that I learned in the classroom was extremely, extremely helpful. I used them in order to create my first couple projects, and then from there, it starts getting, more professional, more detailed, and this asks for industry experience, which you get through your time at the company. So I started with the technical skills that I learned at school, and then from there, the team, my colleagues, all of them helped me, as well as my research, reading, online courses at university that I took with co-op and between co-op semesters, also enriched my knowledge in order to continue developing those applications.
Fantastic. And now, since you are about to graduate or like you're about to finish your degree, so what are your future plans? Are you considering getting into the like starting your career immediately, or are you considering grad school?
Both, honestly. Grad school is an option for me, and I would love, honestly, to continue my studies and continue my research journey. And industry is very important as well. Right now, I'm studying and working at AIS, so that's why I love industry experience. So if I can do both, then why not?
Amazing. And is there like a particular major you would like to pursue grad school in? Is there a specialization you want to specialize in?
Um, Mostly, I would say it's gonna be more computer science and either software engineering or artificial intelligence.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey and insights with us. It has been really a pleasure for having you as a guest speaker.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.